Would you please rise to honor the platform party, faculty, and graduates as they enter? Please remain standing until after the invocation, national anthem, and territorial psalm. Thank you.
Acting Premier and Minister for Natural Resources and Labor, Dr. the Honorable Kedrick Pickering. Minister for Education and Culture, Honorable Myron V. Walwyn. Minister for Health and Social Development, Honorable Ronnie Skelton. Deputy Governor, Mrs. V. Inez Archibald. Representative for the 1st District, Honorable Andrew Foy. Representative for the 2nd District, Honorable J. Alvin Christopher. Representative for the 8th District, Honorable Marlon Penn. Territorial Representative, Honorable Archibald Christian. Permanent Secretaries, other senior public officers, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the H. Lavity Stout Community College, Dr. Charles Wheatley and Mrs. Wheatley, other members of the Board of Governors of the H. Lavity Stout Community College, other members of the platform, graduates, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure, in the name of the Board of Governors, officers, and faculty of the H. Lavity Stout Community College, to call the 2013 graduation exercises to order. Reverend Paul Ricketts will deliver this afternoon's invocation, immediately after which the national anthem and the territorial song will be rendered.
Good evening, everyone. Let us pray. God of this vast universe, creator and distributor of talents and giftedness, the orchestrator of the commonality that meshed us together, and the art of the diversities that we have been created with. We pause long enough to acknowledge your sovereign power and to thank you for your providential help. We understand from Scripture that it is in you that we live, move, and have our very being. And as we celebrate today with this institution, faculty, students, and their well-wishers, we thank you for creating the ideal environment in which educational excellence can be achieved. Thank you for these beautiful, pristine islands, for democratic government that is willing to prioritize education. Thank you also for blessing us with talented, creative professors who over the past years have poured themselves into these students. And most of all, we thank you for these graduates who, along with the help of their families and friends, have taken on the giant of higher education. As these men and women leave this institution, may you instill in them the passion to continue to dream big, a crave for knowledge. And as they put into action the various skills that they have learned, may their gifts make room for them and take them to height unknown. Open doors for them and provide jobs, opportunities that will enable them to use the disciplines that they have gained. And those who will venture even further on this road of higher learning, provide fund and institution to assist in their pursuit. Bless H. Lavity Stout Community College. May these doors continue to be the incubator that stimulates great minds. Now bless this gathering as we proceed and grant us the grace of your divine presence. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
We will now have the national anthem and the territorial song.
history's pain, our ancestors bled and died. But with strength and willpower we overcame to restore Virgin Islands' pride. To preserve the beauty we devised a plan to obtain ownership of your precious land. Educating your people is the golden key to maintain the success of this territory. Oh, how radiant are your daughters, and how wealthy are your sons. Your beaches boast your beauty, and your success is second to none. Green and brilliant are your hillsides, they replenish our hopes and pride. Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied. May God richly bless this territory. May we ask three things of thee: courage for our great leaders, that they may rule our destiny. We ask for wisdom for our people, that they may live in harmony. And understanding for our children, that they may cherish this legacy. Oh, how radiant are your daughters, and how wealthy are your sons. Your beaches boast your beauty, and your success is second to none. Green and brilliant are your hillsides, they replenish our hopes and pride. Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied. Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied.
Acting Premier, Dr. the Honorable Kedrick Pickering, Minister of Education, Honorable Myron Walwyn, other distinguished guests, class of 2013, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you a pleasant good afternoon. I am Carl Dawson, President of the HL Community College, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 20th graduation exercises. Today, I would like you to recognize collectively members of the board of the college who are present here with us today, and I ask them to stand so that you may do so. Board members, please rise. I would also note that among the board members not rising today, of course, is the deputy chair, Mrs. Eileen Parsons, but she is very much present with us this afternoon. I would now like to take a moment to introduce the persons sharing the platform with me this afternoon. I just mentioned our acting premier, Dr. the Honorable Kedrick Pickering, who is also Minister for Natural Resources and Labor. Could you please rise, sir? The Minister with responsibility for the college and the Minister of Education, Honorable Myron V. Walwyn. You must be prepared in life for twists and turns. We were very excited to have as our guest speaker this year Professor Delroy Loudon, President of the Anguilla Community College. Unfortunately, Professor Walwin took ill earlier this week and is unable to be with us. I've spoken with him several times for the week, though, and I'm assured that he will recover fully from his ailment. Fortunately, there is a fellowship of leaders of colleges in the region, and another leader from a college was planning to be here at this graduation because his daughter is among the graduating class today. And he was able to step in for his colleague and will deliver the graduation address, the keynote address, on behalf of Professor Walwin, Professor Loudon. I speak of our colleague, a former member of the faculty here at HLS Community College, and currently director of the St. Vincent and Grenadines Community College, Dr. Joel S. Warrican. Also on the stage is our chair, Dr. Charles H. Whitley, OBA, and President Emeritus. Our Vice President, Dr. Brian Penn. Our Associate Vice President, Dr. Christine D. Hodge. Our Registrar and Director for Enrollment Management, Dr. Louvain Baptiste. Invoking God's presence today for us from the Sanctuary of Hope on Virgin Gorda, Reverend Paul Ricketts. Our Dean of Arts, Sciences, and General Studies, Dr. Clarissa Lane. The Dean of Workforce Training, Dr. Derry Hodge. Our Bursar, Mrs. Italia Penn. Our Student Respondent, Mr. Bernard Smith, Jr. And of course, our marshals, Mrs. Dana Lewis Ambrose, and Mr. Fidel Captain. In the spirit of the close collaboration the college has with the Chartered Management of Institute, we also have members of the faculty here participating in this exercise, and their graduates will be recognized as well, and I'd like to welcome them also. Especially, I'd like to recognize and welcome Mr. Christopher Hill. He's the Executive Director of Ernst & Young Limited, and Ernst & Young has donated an award for the top student in accounting. Mr. Hill, who I believe is present, could you please rise? We also have the fortune of joining in the celebration of ARIFA, Arias Fabrega and Fabrega, on the celebration of their 25th anniversary of operating in the British Virgin Islands. And that firm has awarded 2 book scholarships of $2,500 each to 2 members of the graduating class pursuing studies in business and law. And I don't think they're represented today, but I would like to note that. I would also like to welcome specially, in this year's graduating class, we have, I believe, the largest contingent of students from Virgin Gorda, some 20 plus students. And we'd like to welcome not only the students, but all their supporters, friends, and families who have made the journey with them and caused us to, I understand, send another vote. Today is your day, class of 2013, and we are here to celebrate your achievement. Your dedication and hard work has led to your success, which will be manifested in the certification you will receive today. I believe, however, and I trust that you will agree, that there are others who are celebrating you today and who also ought to be celebrated. Firstly, there is your support network, whether it's parents, grandparents, siblings, uncles and aunts, cousins, friends, coaches, brothers and sisters from the church, or your neighbors. I think that you should give them the round of applause for the support that they have continually given you. Secondly, I think that you would agree that the faculty, the Learning Resource Center staff, and the Student Success Center staff played an integral role in your growth and development, and that they too should be recognized. If you have not done so already, I urge that even today, after this ceremony or in the days to come, take time out to say a personal thank you to members of the team who have been particularly helpful or inspirational to you. The third group I would like you to recognize today are not typically recognized in such ceremonies like this in a significant way. The members of faculty and certain members of the administration, we take part in the procession and as such are in the highlight whether we like it or not. This year, however, we have been emphasizing that if persons are employed by the H. Levy Stout Community College in any capacity, they are contributing to the mission of the college, and as such, they are in the education business. Just as the janitor sweeping the shop floor of a successful car company, when asked what he did, answered, "I build cars," every employee of HL Stout Community College is in the education business. And as such, your success is the success of all of us, because we are all doing our part so that you can achieve what we are here to celebrate with you today. So we celebrate your efforts and ours, and we are proud of your achievement. And I ask that you show appreciation to the entire HLSCC team. Class of 2013, the Lucky 13. I call you lucky, but I do so as a statement of honor, believing, like the Roman philosopher Lucius Annaeus Seneca, that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. In that sense, I believe that you have made your own luck, relying on your God-given talents. In recent years, while you were enrolled, we saw more students than ever, many of you sitting here, striving for and achieving academic honors. I say you made your own luck because you created many opportunities for your own growth and development by forming clubs at an unprecedented rate. Over the last 2 or 3 years, you established the Beat Dolls, Kumba Drama Club, the Society of Thespians Drama Club. Thank you, Mr. Baptiste. Libord, sorry. The Spanish Club Cervantes, the Renewable Energy Club, the Debate Club, WOPA, Women of Power and High Potential. You also energize existing clubs, such as the Hospitality Club and the Teacher Education Club and Phi Theta Kappa. In fact, at one point, I thought that your main aim was simply to put more weight on all of us around here with your cupcake and smoothie sales. I invite you, though, as graduates, to support these clubs even after you have left these doors, so that they can also continue to contribute to the growth of others who come behind you. You were indeed trailblazers and should be proud of the initiative you displayed. But there is another trailblazer among you, one who has overcome tremendous odds and challenges at various levels of our education system, but pressed ahead to open doors for students with special needs that I believe will never be closed again in the Virgin Islands. Ms. Karen Alexander, I salute you and congratulate you. Class of 2013, the Lucky 13, during your time with us, you saw faculty members turn into students and commit to the completion of the University of the West Indies postgraduate certificate in teaching and learning in our effort to ensure that all faculty members are best positioned to provide the leadership and support for your success. 11 members of faculty, including adjuncts, have just completed the program, and I will ask them to stand and ask us all to show our appreciation. Thank you. You also witnessed academic accomplishments undertaken individually. such as that by Dr. Sauda Underwood Smith, Head of Humanities, Social Sciences and Communications, who this year earned her doctoral degree. Dr. Smith, could you please stand and take a bow? These past few years were also a time when many of you students and students just like you responded to the call for input as the college sought to develop its strategic plan for the years 2013 to 2018. Like other groups, such as faculty, staff, administrators, the Board of Governors, alumni, representatives of the Chamber of Commerce, educators from secondary schools, and representatives from the financial services industry, you gave up your time and insight to help to chart a course for HLSCC. The plan, which has recently been approved by the Board of Governors and expected to be the college's first implemented plan, focuses on the following 4 strategic priorities. Firstly, student learning and success, which is our core business. Secondly, financial strength, and there we aim to strengthen the financial base of the college through increased and expanded revenue opportunities and greater internal efficiencies. 3, strengthen community relationships and assist in nation building. And 4, organizational and management systems, where we hope to ensure effective and efficient organizational practices grounded in professional standards and expectations. Class of 2013, the Lucky 13, you also witnessed the establishment of the Friends of HLSCC Group, a team of employees and friends focused on seeking financial support for the institution. As students, some of you took part in the initial fundraising event, A Race for a Cause. And as alumni, we will call upon you to support your institution financially, but also to provide needed information and advice when called upon to do so. It is expected that these initial steps by the Friends will develop into a comprehensive institutional advancement function at HLSCC, where involvement and support for the institution will be sought in a coordinated and professional manner. Class of 2013, the Lucky 13, a foundation was laid during your time that might prove to be one of the more significant and enduring initiatives of this institution. I refer to the re-establishment of the Virgin Islands Studies program, now dubbed the Virgin Islands Studies Institute. Through the presentation of lectures, the Institute has already begun its role of stimulating conversations on topics critical to the future of the territory. Further work is planned in course development, collaboration on historical site restoration, investigation of contemporary issues facing the territory, and publications, among other things. I believe that this unit will go far in helping us to understand and appreciate who we are as a people, not just the multi-generational Virgin Islander, but also those who came later and chose to make these islands their home. Class of 2013, the Lucky 13, you have made your mark on HLSCC. Now I urge you to make your mark on the territory and on the world. Strive to reach your potential for yourself, first of all, but also as an ambassador of your institution. Whether you are headed to the world of work for the first time, continuing in employment, or moving on to further your education, remember that you too can excel like so many HLSCC alumni before you. Perhaps you may be the student with the highest grade point average at an institution of higher learning, as recently achieved at the University of the Virgin Islands by HLSCC alumna Desiree Farrington, who is present with us today. Desiree, please stand and accept our congratulations on your 4.0 average at UVI. Perhaps you might go boldly where no alumna has gone before. But be true to yourself. Give your best effort. And like I said in present-day basketball parlance, and perhaps LeBron James might say it tonight, be sure to leave it all on the court. Give up your best effort and leave it all on the court. I wish you the very best and pray God's blessing upon you. Thank you. I have more work to do. Following me, we will now have remarks, greetings from the Acting Premier, Dr. the Honorable Kedrick Pickering, and he will be followed immediately by Honorable Myron Walwyn, and then our Board Chair, Dr. Charles Wheatley. Dr. Pickering.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Recognizing the protocol that already established, I wish to recognize all members of the House of Assembly, Madam Deputy Governor, the distinguished graduating class of 2013, all the members of the podium at the stadium here, the faculty, parents, ladies and gentlemen, and especially boys and girls here this afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you very much. This afternoon, before I begin, I wish to bring greetings to you from our Honorable Premier, Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith, who is presently in London. I'm sure you've read in the press that the Premier and other members of the other heads of overseas territories have been called to London to meet with the Prime Minister of the UK to have some discussions. I will ask of you, especially those of you who are praying, people to pray for our Premier, because these are difficult moments that our country has to face. And so this afternoon I wish to bring greetings and sincere congratulations to the graduating class on behalf of our Premier. I wish to commend you, the graduates, for believing in yourselves and in your vision for success. Your presence here today should tell you that even though lecturers teach, authors write, and that the internet provides access to information, it is your responsibility to take that information learned to achieve your own success. You live in a world of opportunities, and if I may say so, I think every single child in this country has the opportunity to achieve a good, if not a great, education. It wasn't always so, and we must never ever take it for granted. I encourage you, each and every one of you, to seize the opportunity and encourage each of you to do the same to encourage each other. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, and I quote, that education is all a matter of building bridges. We must collectively work together to build steady foundations for the future development of ourselves and this territory. And we can do that through healthy debate. And I wish to recognize the debating club or debating society that was established at the college this year, Mr. President. Because in this territory, there's a very important need for intellectual debate. Debate is a way for us to talk about issues and solutions. Through intellectual discourse, we will learn to respect each other's points of view and learn how to understand that it is all right to disagree without being disagreeable. We can improve our public speaking skills, and we can build our critical thinking skills through in-depth research, which is required for healthy debate. We must address the great issues of today in this territory if we are to build the great little nation that I think we are going to build. We must begin to debate the issues relating to our environment. We must debate the issues of health care, especially the current issue of the national health insurance. We must debate the wider issues of the economy, and more especially the issues related to financial services, and especially now with all that is taking place in and around us on the international scene. These are great issues, and that must be debated at this college level. The conversations must be initiated here, not only by the lecturers, but by you, the students, by the non-governmental organizations. It must not be left to government to take the lead on this. The lead must come from the life of institutions such as the H.L. Stout Community College. I strongly believe that as we continue to work towards building this great little nation, debating the issues will help to further the status of this place that we call home. Note this, students. Steel sharpens steel. Iron sharpens iron. And so it is with healthy debate. It sharpens the mind and the intellect. And so as I join in congratulating you on yet another successful journey, I want to begin to thinking about the position yourselves have with respect to the jobs that are available for this country, not now, but in the future. Whether your next stop is to go on to another university or college, or whether you're attempting to enter the job market, you must position yourself now. Because the different sectors of this economy continue to expand, we are calling on you to serve in the different fields to help to grow this territory. So whether it is in the fishing or agricultural sector, whether it is in the construction industry, the bank industry, the woodwork and engineering industry, for example, you must keep your eyes open for the opportunities. There is a reality here, and the quality of our workforce is a key feature of our jurisdiction, and together we must take steps to boost the caliber of professionals working in the different industry. And if I may pause here just to say to you graduates, pay attention to what is taking place. The great debate of our time is the environment. The great discussion surrounding us has to do with the concept of environmental sustainability, climate change, greening our economy, renewable energies. Those are the great topics of our day. It therefore means that there are opportunities that are being created and that will be created as you proceed from here to your next stop. Don't let anybody tell you that that won't get you a job today, because you are not looking at today. You're looking at tomorrow. When I returned home in 1986 after finishing my medical training, undergraduate, and I went to start work at the hospital, and I was thinking about what I might specialize in. And I presented the idea that I might want to specialize in obstetrics and gynecology. It was told to me that I should not, because there wouldn't be a job available for me on my return. To my knowledge, there are about 7 to 10 practicing obstetrician gynecologists in this country at this point in time. And so I tell you that to tell you, don't let anybody limit you what you want to do at this point in your time. You must see beyond what they're seeing now and position yourself for the future. You fully well know that this great little nation we are building is a service-based economy that is driven by tourism and financial services. But beyond that, I want to emphasize and to get you to think carefully that no matter what happens to this country, tourism, there will be absolutely no tourism without the environment. And that must continue to be a part of the debate that you must engage in. It means we have to make fundamental changes in the way we think and act. We must be able to think and act with respect to energy, water, waste. And I know my colleagues, the Minister for Communication and Work and the Minister for Health and Social Services, are working diligently on these issues, recycling and renewables, in separation of our garbage and turning waste into energy. But it will only happen and become sustainable if we have the technical expertise to be able to do the jobs that are necessary, and that is where you come in. These are the opportunities that are facing you today that you must jump up. When I was in my final year in medical school, my professor said to us, this was way back in 1984, if you're trying to put me in time and place. My professor said to us that doors of opportunity don't just open unto you. Somebody, somewhere, has got to open that door of opportunity to you. But what is important is when that door of opportunity is open to you, you must get up off your seat and walk through that door of opportunity, because it won't stay open very long. In addition, he reminded us that those doors of opportunity that were open unto you, you must remember that as you go through life, you must remember someone opened the door for you, and that you must do likewise and open a door for someone else. And so just as we depend on our economy is dependent on us. We have to be good stewards of the environment, the resources, and the opportunities that are presented to us. So let today not be the end of your training. Let this day be the beginning of new opportunities for you. Position yourselves to be the leaders of this economy. Class of 2013, you have a very special gift that is available to you. That is the gift of innovation and creation. So diversification of all sectors require innovation. Study those specialized fields that can make you an invaluable asset to this territory. Do not learn inside a vacuum, but rather keep an open mind. This territory needs all the knowledge necessary to build a better Virgin Islands for generations to come. And it begins with you. So let us together build a competitive edge in the global marketplace. Let us together rebrand this territory by addressing the issues together. The institution has given you the foundation. Now go. Go and make your mark in this region and in the rest of the world. We may be a tiny dot on the map, but we here in these beautiful islands have proven over and over again that one dot can make a huge impact on the rest of the world. God bless you, and God continue to bless these Virgin Islands. I thank you very much.
Acting Premier, Dr. Kedrick Pickering, Deputy Governor, Mrs. V. Ines Archibald, members of Cabinet, the Minister of Health, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton, Minister of Communication and Works, Honorable Mark Vanterpool, other members of the House of Assembly present here with us, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Culture, Dr. Marcia Potter, and other senior government officials, Chairman of the College's Board of Governors, Dr. Charles Whitley, and members of the board, President Dr. Dawson and faculty, Dr. Warrican, we're very thankful that you were able to step in on such short notice, and other members of the platform, parents, family members, and well-wishers, but especially to our honored guests this afternoon, the H. Laverty Stout Community College's class of 2013. A warm and hearty good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. As we look upon all of our graduates this afternoon, smartly dressed and ready to receive their certificates and to turn their tassels on the side of the learned, at the ministry, we are pleased that our community college, at H. Laverty Stout Community College, we have the chance to turn loose into our community men and women with newly found skills and competencies to add to this community. I want to congratulate all our graduates. I know that the journey to today was not at all easy. I know that you have sacrificed much to reach to this marker in your lives, and I know that my congratulations might be a mere word, but I want you to also know that as you hear the word congratulations leading up to today, and as you will hear it repeated over and over again for the next few hours and days, that simple word is uttered with profound pride and pleasure in knowing that as a community at our institution, we were able to help you, our graduates, reach this significant moment in your life. So yes, graduates, again, congratulations to you. Higher education might mean different things to different people, but most will agree that it is an opportunity to be empowered. It is a chance for anyone to move up in life and society. With proper certification, the chance for job prospects are improved, your financial offerings will expand, and hopefully, graduates, your view of the world would have been changed by now. This afternoon, you will receive your diplomas. But I hope that throughout your courses at this institution, as you are being empowered, and perhaps even as your rose-colored glasses have been somewhat cleared up, you have identified your role in our community as well as your opportunity to help these Virgin Islands sail through today's troubled waters and even chart new courses for our history. Under the leadership of our Premier, Honorable Dr. D. Orlando Smith, his administration and all of his ministers have been working tirelessly to rebuild our islands. Our Premier continues to fight to strengthen the pillars of our economy, affirming confidence in our financial services industry and ensuring those in our service industry are being adequately prepared to present a 21st century tourism product to the world. The Minister of Communication and Works is on a mission to improve our infrastructure, ensuring our roads and access ports are what we need for a modern society and a modern economy. The Minister of Health and Social Development is trying to fulfill our obligation to give each and every citizen and resident across the territory health care and improved social services. The Minister of Natural Resources and Labor is working assiduously to make our fisheries industry our third economic pillar and protecting our environment to ensure the economic viability of these Virgin Islands. In education, we are diligently working to prepare our people to assume positions across our labor market. We are raising standards and exposing our students to our financial services industry, which brings in most of our income, and also a tourism sector that employs more persons than any other industry in the territory. As we continue to do all this, because we realize that the Virgin Islands is at a critical crossroads in our history, and throughout our policies, we must prepare our people and our country to overcome the present challenges. Even as we gather here this afternoon, our main industry, our financial services industry, is being attacked at all angles, even from some that we might have expected to support us. Graduates, today, I ask you, what roles will you play in helping the Virgin Islands, your country, emerge from this shadow in our history? But before we get there, as we make our way through these times, I have confidence that as a country, we can get over this hurdle as we have been here before. Throughout the history of the Virgin Islands, you will find that we have been faced by many challenges. However, the resilience of our forefathers to adapt to the changing times and circumstances ushered in decades of success for this territory. Whether it was transitioning from our agricultural economy to a service-based sector, then once again as we became a leader in the financial services industry, our people have managed to adapt to these changing times and maintain a superior standard of living for generations of Virgin Islanders. So today, graduates, as you enter this new phase of your lives, it is your turn. It is your turn to add to the engines of our economy and help to move us forward. It is your turn to be innovative and develop new strategies and sectors for our collective success. It is your turn to be the change that we need in our present-day Virgin Islands. It is your turn, graduates, to be the new generation of Virgin Islands history makers. Yes, you will shortly be given your degrees, but how will you use that degree? As Norman Cousins once said, it makes a little difference how many university courses or degrees a person may have. If he cannot use words to move an idea from one point to another, his education is incomplete. To have a degree simply means that you've been given the tools and skills so that you can properly be trained in a profession. I warn you about showing up to work tomorrow expecting an immediate raise, a new office, a promotion, or even the respect of your fellow employees. Those days of automatic promotions upon leaving tertiary institutions have long come to an end. Graduates, in today's changing economy, more than ever before, employers are more interested in your competence. What value can you add to their organization? And how you positively affect the organization's bottom line or productivity, rather than the paper that you will receive here this afternoon. Now, do not get me wrong. As a community, we are proud of you, but you need to know that we want you to show us how you will help to improve life in the Virgin Islands by doing your best in the professions that you have chosen. How will you transform the way your company does business in the territory? If you are in the public service, what new system will you champion to improve productivity at your office? What new business would any of you possibly start that can address a need in the community while adding jobs to our labor force? You see, graduates, we are being challenged to see how well we adapt to this new reality. This shift in this global economy has placed a new premium on competence, and it is competence at the end of the day that really matters. It is competence that will ensure the future prosperity of these Virgin Islands. You must focus on being competent. You must focus on knowing your craft better than the person sitting next to you, as well as the persons who may be oceans away from you. You must focus on being exceptional and practicing excellence in every area of your profession. That is how we build a culture of excellence and a country that is successful. At some point in the future, our territory will be looking towards further constitutional advancement. Our history shows that we have steadily advanced politically, culminating now in our new constitution of 2007. And just as a child matures, there will come a time to leave the comfort and shelter of one's parents. And the time will come when we as a territory here in the Virgin Islands must leave the comfort and shelter of our historical parents. And we must have the confidence and the competence to take our country forward in the best interest of all. And graduates of the class of 2013, I say to you, looking at the average age of all the graduates under this tent, you are the ones that will have to lead the charge. I take this time to commend the Board of Directors, President, faculty, and staff of this institution. You have maintained the vision of our former Chief Minister, the man who understood the importance of our small country adapting to the changing world around us, the late Honorable H. Lavity Stowe. Within recent years, the college has been looking at ways in which it can improve the quality of training for our community to continue the vision of its namesake. The accreditation process is ongoing with the Middle State Commission on Higher Education. Based on its recommendations and that of stakeholders, suggested changes have been implemented and a few more to be made in the overall operations and infrastructure of the college to secure accreditation during the year 2015. Give a clap for that, you're a tough crowd. The college has been accredited. Maintaining the college's mission to provide educational opportunities, while also linking the economic and human resources development needs of the territory. During this past school year, the Culinary Arts Center was officially handed over to the college. The center's program will include an associate's degree in culinary arts, which we believe will be the route by which many young persons will enter the field, with the first cohort of 9 students starting this year. Throughout courses in the program, our tourism sector will benefit from various certification courses offered to tourism professionals across that sector. I was also proud on April 26th to host a luncheon to celebrate the accomplishments of our honor students of the HLSCC chapter of the International Honor Society Phi Theta Kappa. Our students that have been educated right here at the H. Lavity Stoudt Community College contended against their peers in North America and came back to our shores with 2 of the 60 awards distributed for the total of 2,990 projects that were submitted for consideration for this year's honors study topic, the culture of competition. Congratulations again to those students and to those teachers and advisors for fostering scholarly excellence. In the Ministry of Education, we have begun to look at inclusive education to support the total development needs of our differently abled students in our education system. I am especially pleased that we have undertook this long overdue mission. Today, we have the chance to celebrate with one of our differently abled citizens, Mrs. Karen Alexander, who is among the 204 graduates of the HLSCC South Community Colleges class of 2013. I know you gave her a round of applause again, but give her another one. As I conclude my conclusion, I must congratulate the family members and partners of our graduates here today. You all have enjoyed with our graduates sleepless nights, assisting with projects and the understanding of the importance of higher education. So today, we also say congratulations to you. Graduates, as we leave here today, I wish you every success. We all must now work to ensure the future success of our islands. Thank you, and may God continue to bless these Virgin Islands.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have been associated with students for a long time, and I know these who are sitting here in the graduating class are saying, why don't we finish with this and let us get on with the business of the thing? I know the way you think. I've been there. Anyhow, I'm going to release you. Acting Premier and Minister of Education, other ministers of government, members of House of Assembly, Deputy Governor, President, other members of the platform, faculty, staff, graduating class, everyone present here and in the audience, video and audio. Good afternoon again and welcome. I associate myself with the remarks given by Dr. Dawson, the Acting Premier, and the Minister of Education. And after they have spoken, there isn't anything left for me to say. Yes, they have said it all. And of course, Dr. Dawson and myself did agree that we will try to avoid duplicating and saying the same thing. And now it is hard for me not to say the same thing again after listening to the Acting Premier and the Minister of Education, but I'm going to try. You know, before I begin, let me say there is one member of the Board of Governors who has been with this college from its inception on the board and is still with us, Mr. Dunlap. Could you stand? Thank you very much. And I can assure you that he is very much interested and has been a very good leader, very effective. You know, we hear the saying say over and repeated time that we educate our masters. We have a good example of that today. The Acting Premier was one of my students, and I'm proud to say that. And I say that simply to say to each of you today that at some point in your life, those who come after you will be your masters. Once again, I'm privileged and very happy to be a part of another ceremony. And this event is another milestone in our history as Virgin Islands and also the community college, and also each one of you on your education journey. Each of your lives here this afternoon, each one of you is fuller, richer, better informed because of something that you have done within the institution, some engagement, some achievement, some challenge. And you have heard quite a number of them, so I'm not going to go through that. My main task then is to bring you greetings from the Board of Governors on your achievements. So again, on behalf of all the members of the board, I join in wishing you success in your future and congratulations on your achievement. I have had the opportunity to learn a little about some of you. And I learned a little about some of you in different ways, when you even didn't know I was studying you. Sometimes you see me walking around like I'm not paying attention, you see. When I visited the IT Information or the Computer Expo a few weeks ago, you know, I was very, very impressed with some of the achievements that I saw there. And while I'm not going through the details, I would like to congratulate all of those students who have been involved in that and who have done so well. Some of the projects I know can bring you success in your future. You have heard about other achievements of the students, and I endorse all of those. Today, we are engulfed in electronic communication. Our lives are transformed, and in some instances, enslaved by it. We are widening our circle of relationships daily and gradually being transformed to a world where only the present matters. I am constrained to remind you that you are the recipients of the fruits of the sweat and the tears, the anxieties, the laughter, the successes, the failures of your forefathers. They protected the environment for you. They paved the way for you. They fought hard and long to establish an education system so that you can sit where you are today. They fought courageously to achieve the level of government which we have today and the freedoms which we enjoy. Now, you have the challenge to help to preserve what we have achieved collectively and to develop new systems that will take these achievements to higher levels of perfection. This is part of the responsibility of each generation. You must see yourselves as stewards and providers for your unborn descendants. Your achievements, therefore, are tools to help you in this outreach for your fellow citizens and humanity in general. You are also ambassadors for your alma mater, and we depend on you as good ambassadors to assist in reaffirming and advancing the mission of this community college in the community. History will not remember you merely for your academic achievements or your success in business. If some wandering soul, some searching mind, some fainting heart has not been touched positively by you, I submit then that you are called upon to make the Virgin Islanders and the Virgin Islands a better place for the world and for us to live in. It was John Milton, author, who wrote these words: if all the wealth of Croesus and the wisdom of Solomon and the power of Alexander and the eloquence of Demosthenes were added together, the possessor would only be a man. That is, would only be an ordinary man. if you were to come in contact with such a person, he would be the same as you are, a human being. That means then that you as a human being have a certain responsibility, because we are human, to make sure that all that we have acquired in knowledge are tools from which we can be stewards for the future. You are leaving HLSCC as stewards of the next generation, regardless of the road you decide to walk. I ask you to make productive use of every precious moment. And I'm going to leave with you a little poem by Dr. Benjamin Mays, God's Minute. I only got just 1 minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. May God bless you all. Thank you.
I've been working out so long. Seems like pain has been my only friend. My fragile heart's been done so wrong. I wondered if I'd ever heal again. Oh, just like all the seasons never stay the same. All around me I can feel the change. I will break these chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins. Yesterday has come and gone, and I've learned how to leave it where it is. And I see that I was wrong, forever doubting I could win. Oh, just like all the seasons never stay the same. All around me I can feel a change. Breaking chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today my life begins. A whole new world is waiting. It's mine for the taking. I know I can make it. Today my life begins.
Acting Premier, Dr. the Honorable Kedrick Pickering, Minister for Education and Culture, Honorable Myron Walden, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduating class of 2013. Good afternoon. The task is mine to introduce our guest speaker. Professor Delroy M. Loudon is the first president of Anguilla Community College. Prior to this, Professor Loudon was a professor and past chair in the Department of Psychology at Lincoln University, principal investigator on several funded research projects in collaboration with major research institutions, director of Epidemiology and Surveillance Bureau of Tuberculosis for the New York City's Department of Health, and Vice President for Research at the National League for Nursing in New York City. Professor Loudon's research focused on adolescent obesity, colorectal cancer, and the elimination of cancer health disparities. In addition to research, Professor Loudon's experience include the development of peer health education training to combat HIV/AIDS in Nigeria, and the investigation of the prevalence and incidence of drug abuse in Toronto, Canada. He also served as a member of the Jamaican government's task force on work attributes and attitudes, and as a member of the Organization of American States to investigate family planning attitudes in adolescent parents within the English-speaking Caribbean. Professor Loudon has served as a consultant in such settings as the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration and the Center for Disease Control's 2002 HIV/AIDS Prevention Conference. He has also co-authored the book Ethnicity, Health, and Well-Being, An African American Perspective. Chapter 1 of that book, which he authored, is entitled Epidemiological Issues, Critical Factors in Culturally Competent Health Care. Professor Loudon has received such awards as a Fulbright Scholarship, the U.S. Bureau of Primary Health Care Policy Fellowship, and a fellowship from the Royal Society of Public Health. He is a fellow in the Royal Society of Public Health in the United Kingdom. Professor Loudon received his PhD in the Department of Mental Health at the University of Bristol, England, and postdoctoral training in epidemiology and public health from the Johns Hopkins University, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, as you have heard, due to illness, Professor Loudon extends his deep regrets for not being able to be with us today. However, he is pleased that Dr. Joel Warrican, director of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College, has consented to be his voice in delivering his prepared address. Dr. Warrican comes with an extremely impressive and extended record in education, which time will not permit me to present in its entirety. I will instead give you a snapshot of his depth and illustrated through a variety and a very limited selection of his work experiences and accomplishments. Dr. Warrican has served as a lecturer in education at UWI's Cave Hill campus, an academic coordinator, Eastern Caribbean Joint Board of Teacher Education, administrator and principal teacher educator, Caribbean Center for Excellence for Teaching Training, School of Education at UWI's Cave Hill campus, and here at HLSCC, Dr. Warrican headed up the teacher education division, and he was a senior lecturer of language and literature, and literacy, to list a few. As a distinguished author, Dr. Warrican has published such books as and monographs as A Complete Contribute and Caribbean Teacher Literacy, published by Pearson International, Effective Training for Caribbean Teachers, Guidelines for Reading Specialists, and that was published by the Joint Boards of Teacher Education Foundation in Jamaica, and Strategies for the Teaching of Reading and Writing, a practical guide for teachers of Caribbean children, published also by the Joint Board of Teacher Education Foundation in Jamaica, among many others. Dr. Warrican's educational preparation includes, but is not limited to, a PhD, Education, Concentration in Language and Literacy, Trinity Hall, University of Cambridge, a Master's in Philosophy, Concentration in Education, Research and Methods, Trinity Hall, University of Cambridge, and a Master's of Philosophy in Special Education from the University of the West Indies, Cave Hills campus. Ladies and gentlemen, to deliver Professor Loudon's keynote address, please join me in warmly welcoming the internationally recognized educator, administrator, researcher, and author, Dr. Joel Warrican.
Good afternoon. Permit me to follow that protocol already established. Dr. Penn, thank you for your kind introduction. And President Dawson, thank you for inviting me to give this commencement address on behalf of Professor Loudon. How could I have said no? This college has given me my first start in higher education. This country has given me my first start as I embarked on my studies towards my bachelor's, master's, and PhD. And this country is still giving my children that foundation that is so needed. I'm indeed honored to be asked to fill in for Professor Loudon, who unfortunately at the last minute was unable to attend. I know that when he received the call inviting him to give this talk, he was thrilled and accepted immediately. His enthusiastic response reflects his great appreciation for the education that H. Laverty Stout Community College provides. He had learned firsthand how good and how rigorous the education is here. Having seen your graduates, as well as having attended an active meeting here. Graduates, you are lucky to have H. Laverty Stout Community College, and the college is lucky to have you. Indeed, Professor Loudon admires what you have done together, and he is proud to be associated with you. I know that he's extremely saddened by the fact that he could not be here this afternoon. And so, when I was approached to fill in for him, I did not hesitate. I said yes. But rather than create my own speech, I chose to honor Professor Loudon by delivering the one he had already prepared. This was not difficult, since he and I share many viewpoints and experiences. Now, I must next apologize to my daughter, Jovel Warrican, who is among the graduating class here today. She was highly suspicious of the fact that I was talking about my full academic regalia. And when she tried to grill me, I gave nothing away, or so I believe. I wish to tell her now that though I am no Professor Loudon, I will not embarrass her. Having cleared the air, let me now turn my attention to you, the graduating class. I shall deliver to you Professor Loudon's message. Here goes. I know that for many of you in this graduating class, getting here wasn't easy. Many of you went to school and held full-time jobs. Many of you borrowed. Some of you balanced taking care of children and working toward this degree. I know that that you may be the first person in your family to get a degree. And I myself have been the first person in my family to earn a degree. But today is a day to take a moment and think of all the sacrifices you made to get here and know that it was worth it. You have not only done something for yourself, but have accomplished something for your families and communities. Today, you are joining the long line of people who have fought to succeed and have won. By their very nature, community colleges are great facilitators of educational growth. They provide their student body with a range of routes to get to a graduation such as this one. Some of you came here directly from high school, some from the workforce with plan for change in careers, seeking a new path back into the labor force through retooling and meeting current and future labor market needs. And others took the journey through continuing education. This system of diversity of pathways and flexibility is the essence of the modern community college. Now that you have come this far, do not let the fear of striking out hold you back. Take action. Every word you have ever connected with, every leader you have ever admired, every puny little idea, every puny little thing that you have ever accomplished is the result of taking action. You have a choice. You can either be a passive victim of circumstance, or you can be the active hero of your own life. Action is the antidote to apathy and cynicism and despair. You will inevitably make mistakes. Learn what you can and move on. At the end of your days, you will be judged by your gallop, not your stumble. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of other opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Stay hungry for knowledge. Stay focused. And then, of course, I get to the most important piece of hip-hop advice ever dispensed by the prophet, the notorious B.I.G. Never get high on your own supply. I went to college in England, and few of my classmates look like many of us in this room today. In those days, very few of them faced the same sort of obstacles we face on our path to educational and professional achievement. It wasn't just the financial barriers. There were social and cultural limitations that sometimes seemed insurmountable. I am the son of a carpenter and housewife, 9 boys and 1 girl. And like Professor Loudon, I too am the son of a tradesman and housewife. Though my parents were less adventurous, and rather than 9 boys and 1 girl that were his family, mine had only 2 boys, 13 years apart. Apparently, after me, they had to think long and hard before they had another child. The point is, though, when you are from a poor background, pursuing higher education can be challenging and sometimes fraught with disappointment. But any disappointment you have had on your way to sitting here, where you are today, is not at all uncommon and can best be described as being part of the developmental process. In short, many like myself and your president and many who sit on the platform face similar obstacles, and as usual, we too, like you, receive some help along the way. Now, please stand. If you can please stand, graduates. Turn around and look at the people who sacrificed for you, often prayed for you, many of whom gave you that much needed hug and word of encouragement at the right time. Not to mention that occasional $50 note slipped to you when you least expected it, but badly needed it. Please, graduates, put your hands together and applaud as hard as you can for those unsung persons. And now, turn across to your faculty. Put your hands together again and thank them heartily for helping you to navigate through the essential courses you have taken. Please sit. I personally would like to add to Professor Loudon's words by saying that the lesson here is that as you go through life, You should acknowledge and show appreciation for those who help you along the way. And then in time, return the favor by helping those coming after you. Graduation is a time to celebrate, to say to the doubters and the naysayers, I have overcome. It is also a time to bask in the fruits of your labor with family and friends and say, how sweet it is. But it is also a new beginning. Now you must begin by asking yourself, how am I going to use the gifts that I have received from H.L.SCC Stout Community College to better improve my community? What are my next steps on my path to success? Often, in a commencement speech, the graduating class is told, go out and change the world. But an old adage expounded upon at moments like this is that you have a choice between doing well and doing good, between creating wealth and serving the public interest. Let me tell you today, for the first time in history, it is no longer a choice of one or the other. From where you are sitting today, the Global Village challenges this generation. While creating wealth, it is saying, do not lose sight of serving the public interest. Otherwise, posterity will judge you harshly. And again, I personally want to add that while you are doing well, also remember to do good. We tend to think of wealth in very personal terms as something that enables us to have houses that are bigger and cars that are faster. But there is another kind of wealth that makes our communities safer, our schools and neighborhood better and healthier. You are in a unique position to share your knowledge in ways that create such community wealth. You are in a position to be heard and to be seen doing good and to improve your community and your country. Perhaps most importantly, you have the power to bear witness. The power to bear witness is the power to go, see, feel, and share what you have learned at H.L.SCC Stout Community College, whether you graduated magna cum laude or by getting a passing grade. Each and every one of you has this gift in equal measure. Bearing witness has always been the essential prerequisite for changing society's most grievous conditions, for righting injustices, for reaching out to those in need. In the 21st century, bearing witness is destined to become a powerful tool for advancing social change. If history is your guide, you will experience success and failures along the way in your quest to make the world a better place. There will surely be legitimate excuses on the occasions when you fail. But there are no excuses for not seeing or knowing how your fellow citizens live. Take the opportunity to learn about your community, to do so in your own way and time. Go somewhere you haven't been before and see something you haven't seen yet. Look until you feel something and then tell someone what you have seen and felt. This is what it takes to change the world through your community participation. Take the advice of the late Indian leader Mahatma Gandhi, who admonished, be the change you want to see in the world. Every day you wake up, tell yourself, I have a mission to accomplish, not just for myself, but for my community and for my country. I am resilient in the face of adversities. The simple fact is that because of your accomplishment today, you are a role model for all those who live and work around you. It is not the circumstances that are important. It is how you respond to those circumstances. You are a role model for those who aspire to something better, but are uncertain about how to take that first step. You are a role model for those in your community who feel overwhelmed by the obstacles that impede their progress. And above all, you are a role model whose success and personal triumph can offer hope to those around you and give them the confidence that they too can turn their dreams into reality. So let me close by congratulating you on your accomplishment. I applaud your determination, but I implore you to strive to be successful, not just for yourselves and your family, but this great institution that provided you with the tools and nurturing to become the person you wanted to be. I hope that as citizen leaders, you will succeed where our regional political leaders have failed. The take-home message from this brief address is simple. Keep your eyes on the prize. Stay away from the toxic persons and their negative thoughts and behavior. Face the obstacles of life as what they are, temporary bumps in your road on to greater heights. No one must define you. You are the only person who ought to define yourself. From the vantage point where I stand looking at you all today, the future of our region looks promising and full of possibilities. Regrettably, many of our leaders no longer have an expansive worldview. They have instead narrowed their vision to see only what is small and advantageous in the short term. As a result, they perpetuate smallness, narrowness, and division. By those actions, they are choosing to follow rather than to lead. The only remedy is for others to lead, for citizens and community organizations and businesses to act, not on behalf of special interest groups, but on behalf of the country, the region, and even the wider world. As graduates today, you not only have that opportunity, but also you have that responsibility. And you can do so by sharing your knowledge, creating community wealth, and bearing witness to the value of a college education. Congratulations. And I personally wish to add my voice to Professor Loudon's to offer you congratulations and to wish you great success in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Warrican. We now proceed to the presentation of candidates, awarding of certificates, and conferring of degrees. The Associate Vice President, Dr. Christine Hodge, will initiate this aspect of the proceedings.
I acknowledge the protocol established by prior speakers. Therefore, I say a pleasant good afternoon to all, including the graduating class. Good afternoon. It is with pleasure and certainly an honor to introduce the 2013 graduating class of H. Laverty Stout Community College. The class is comprised of 204 graduates, 186 from HLSCC's programs, and 18 from Chartered Management Institute, referred to as CMI. 56 of those 186 HLSCC graduates are males, which represents 30% of the class. The highest number of males graduating from HLSCC in the history. $130 are females, that represents 70%. From the CMI group, 2 are males, that represents 11%, and 16 are females, 89%. This class consists of 41 HLSCC honor students. So we are talking about 22% of the class honor students. And that's 11 males, which would be 27%, and 30 females, 73%. 32 honor students are from Paraquita Bay campus. That represents 78%. And 9 honor students are from Virgin Gorda Center, 22%. 16 HLSCC students have multiple program awards. In this class, there are 33 graduating students from Virgin Gorda. That represents 17% of the class. The largest number of students from the Virgin Gorda Center graduating in the history of HLSCC. And we have had I don't remember having three, but usually siblings. But coming now from Virgin Gorda, we have three sets of siblings. The Alexanders, brother and sister. The O'Neills, brother and sister. And the Roberts and Roberts Baptiste. Those are sisters. There are 32 Phi Theta Kappa members among the class, 12 males and 20 females. From this class, they receive one regional award for Honors in Action project, one international distinguished award for Honors in Action project, one international distinguished team award for Honors in Action project, and 6 members attended and participated in the regional and international conferences. The chapter of Phi Beta Kappa, of which they are members, is proud to be the very first chapter located outside the United States and Canada to receive distinguished awards for honors in action and team. In this class, 7 students have earned 2 associate degrees. 1 student earned 3 associate degrees. 3 earned an associate degree and 3 certificates. 1 earned an associate degree and 2 certificates, and students earn 2 certificates. This is a class that you have to watch. It's the youngest class coming out of HLSCC. There are 3 students in the class with a perfect 4.0 GPA. That means that for every course those 3 students took, they earned an A. They earned an A. Those students are as follows: Bernard Smith Jr. And Bernard is a male and a part-time student. Kia Barry, full-time female student. And Sharon Wallace, a full-time female. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the ambitious, dedicated, self-confident, lifelong learning, motivated, caring, users of common sense, hard work, intelligent, and well-rounded 2013 graduating class of the H. Larity Scout. I extend my hearty congratulations and best wishes for the future. The college currently offers 2 levels of certification: the Certificate of Achievement comprising of 15 credits and the Associate Degree comprising of a minimum of 60 credits. Would the Registrar and Dean now kindly present the candidates for graduation as noted in the program of the day, and our hearty congratulations.
And now, would the candidates for the college's certificates of achievement please rise? President Dawson, I have the honor of presenting to you and this assembly the candidates for the college's certificates of achievement. The faculty, registrar, and the dean certify that each person to be named has completed all requirements for their program of study and recommend each for the award as noted in the program of the day. Would Marshal Captain please bring the candidates forward to receive their certificates and our collective congratulations.
Certificate of Achievement, Business Administration, Kyron Antonio Branch Durant. Shania Diana Smith, Certificate of Achievement, Business Administration, Office Assistance. Nicholas Orlando Cooper, Marine Electrical and Mechanical Studies.
President Dawson.
Reviewing the recommendations of the college's faculty and your deans, and by virtue of the authority granted me by the Board of Governors of the H. Lavity Stout Community College, I award you the certificates as noted in the program of the day. Congratulations.
Would the candidates for the college's associate degrees please rise? President Dawson, I have the honor of presenting to you and this assembly the candidates for the college's degrees. The faculty, registrar, and the dean certify that each person to be named has completed all requirements for their program of study and recommend each for the award as noted in the program of the day. Would Marshal Captain please bring the candidates forward to receive their degrees and our collective congratulations.
President Dawson, I present Associate in Arts, Education Primary, Samantha Amanda Carty. Jessica Desnicia Collins. Keishla Esther Hernandez. Monel Tiana Patricia Marcelin, cum laude. Doncia Kimisha Mercury Prickrin, cum laude. Evelyn Latoya Patrice Potter. Ruth Esther Ramirez, cum laude. Joycelyn Diana Ricketts, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. General Studies, Education, Celine Michelle Farmers. Akeem Kelson Robinson. Kirel Lucretia Wilson. General Studies, English, Karen Oni Elizabeth Alexander. Magna Cum Laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Shane Elzion Liburd. Paul Bernard Bridgewater. Jesse Derek Mwambungu. Ramona Hemwani Ramlal, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, and the President's Award for Outstanding Performance in General Studies English. Diomati Shilchand. Jadine Michelle Webb. General Studies, Humanities. Khadijah Siobhan Collins. Ashelika Foy, cum laude. Misha S. Walters. Associate in Science, Business Administration, Andre Blackman. Jacinda Noreen Brooks. Jerilee Kiera Charles. Sheena Makiba Cricky. Rena Lestra Foy. Ketian King Flax. Whitney Winifred George, recipient of the Arifa Book Scholarship. Linnea Green. Bria Romaine Guichard, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Lirazoili Hatchet Matos. Khadijah Sirifa Isaac, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Shanice Michelle Letzam. Lori Amelia O'Neill. Christine T. Paralon. Shanette Cerisa Patrick. Shanice Latoya Prescott. Nakita Kwashi. Melissa Ragnoff, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, recipient of Arifa Book Scholarship. Jonathan Reimer. Siobhan Richanna Richardson. Asha Bianca Romney. Lyrene Anise Reimer Bishop. Nikira Vernicia Leonora Smith, Associate in Business Administration and General Studies Biology. Kenton Cody Todman, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Siobhan Tiana Turnbull. Chanel Takesha Watsley. Cornelia Jamie Williams. Business Administration, Accounting. Jashiba K. Bruley, cum laude. Linnell Althea Bruley. Jara Cameron, Associate in Business Administration, Accounting and Finance, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Cyrilia Hodge, Associate in Business Administration and Accounting and Finance, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Renee Tamara Pickering. Bernard Albaric Smith Jr., Business Administration, Accounting, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, President's Award for Achievement of the Highest Cumulative Grade Point Average Part-Time Student Respondent and recipient of Ernst & Young Award for Outstanding Performance in Accounting. Business Administration, Finance. Angela Adine. Business Administration, Finance, and Small Business Administration. Marcia Annalise Fredericks, cum laude. Bernadette Donatine Robin. Business Administration, Food and Beverage Food and Beverage Management. Joycelyn Jessica Gordon. Jakayla Renee Harrigan. Kayana Richards. Business Administration, Hotel Management, Jonathan Guillermo Cruz. Scott Glasgow. Kimberly Crystal Hatchett, cum laude. Valerie Lionel. Jana Penn. Delani German Vasquez. Business Administration, Small Business Administration. Kashima Tinikwa Ashe Carlwood. Melissa Natalia Carlton. Chrissia Nicole Millington. Salion Donna Williams. Tricia Amagel Woodley. Computer Studies. Eileen Winter. Clark Franklin Philip Baptiste. Akin Shem Bascom. Kayleen Jemima Brumont. Clifford John Frith. Ebony Renee George. Edric Rion Hippolyte. Mardell Douglas Maduro, cum laude. Travis Michael Phillip. Sanfara Niel Brent Simon, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Sean M. Springett. Crystal Alicia Tuckett. Rakim Shamal Turnbull. General Science. Kia Kristen Barry, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, President's Award for Highest Cumulative Grade Point Average, full-time students. Michael Anthony Boyd, Certificate of Achievement, Computer Studies, Associate in Science, General Science, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Kamal Dijon Harris. Tishira Lake, Associate in Science, General Science, and General Studies, Biology. Shemron Modeste, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Cara Sierra Parsons, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Clyde Wayne Potter Jr., cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. General Studies, Khadija Sharoma Alexander. Lamisha Rayshana Gums. Charnel Melanie Leonard. Tiana Judy Smith. Brittany Rihanna Foy. General Studies, Biology. Issa Edwin Giassi Alexander. Shakela Charisma Burke, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Janelle Jonay Jessup. Adele Evelyn Pereira, cum laude. Athema Sophia Turnbull. General Studies, GCE A-Level Biology. Tamara Tefana Benjamin. General Studies, Technical Option, Automotive Engineering Technology, Keishawn S. Thomas. General Studies, Technical Option, Construction Technology, Eldon August. General Studies, Technical Option, Construction Technology, General Studies, Technical Option, Engineering and Architectural Drawing, General Studies, Technical Option, Land Surveying. Makiba Lorena Frett. Marcus Kent Jeffers. General Studies, Technical Option, Construction Technology, General Studies, Technical Option, Engineering and Architectural Drawing. Carmen Elizabeth Richard. Mikkel Nicholas Williamson. General Studies, Technical Option, Electronic Engineering Technology, Javon Hakeem Foy. Jason Eversley France, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa.
just 1 second, just to say that there are just a few more seats in between there as it's raining. Please come ahead and take the seats in between there, and let's come a little further here, Debbie, to allow more people to get in the tent to avoid getting wet. Thank you.
Edrino Lawrence. Amar Richards, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. General Studies, Technical Option, Engineering, Architectural Drawing. Erica Renee Cricky. Kai Rashawn Hannibal. Kiana Natasha Hodge, Certificate of Achievement, Occupational Studies, Construction Technology, Associate in Science, General Studies, Technical Option, Engineering and Architectural Drawing, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Lee Evans Jacob, Certificates of Achievement in Occupational Studies, Construction Technology, Occupational Studies, Engineering, Architectural Drawing, and Occupational Studies, Land Surveying. Associate in Science, General Studies, Technical Option in Architectural Drawing. Jayshawn Kiran Johnson. Ajwa Mitchell. Kirk Nathaniel O'Neill, Certificates of Achievement in Occupational Studies, Construction Technology, Engineering, Architectural Drawing, and Land Surveying. Associate in Science, General Studies, Technical Option, Engineering, Architectural Drawing. Kenisha Janisha Pitt. Renesia Kitisia Simmons, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Shanice Simone Sprout. General Studies, Technical Option, Marine Technology, Mark Terrell Vanterpool. General Studies, Technical Option, Mechanical Engineering, Leslie Jadim Allen Jr., Phi Theta Kappa. General Studies, Mathematics, Clinell Jumaine Vanterpool. General Studies, GCE A-Level Mathematics, Sharon Ariana Wallace. Summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, President's Award for Highest Cumulative Grade Point Average Full-Time Students. Human Services, Dariana Baroa Glasgow. Saskia Renee Buckley. Felicia Francesca Calderon. Francesca Calderon. Nissa Nyambi Christopher, cum laude. Khadijah Maxine Clark. Nikisha Aliyah Klein. Destiny Tremaine DeAndre Coram. Destiny Azare Durant. Denise George Wintz. Muriel Mulicha Harry. Anika Safaya Hodge. Phyllis Laverne Innes. Eloise Odalia James. Jernelle Amanda Jerome. Micaiah S.T. King. Damara Tahira Penn. Devika Ramcharitar, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Travis L. Walters, Associate in Science General Studies. That's not sure. That's not Sherilyn. Sherilyn Natalia Roberts. Taryn Michelle Roberts Baptiste, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Marcia Simone Seeley. Danielle Devania Sproul. Lola Olivia Stevens. Cedric Emmanuel Thomas Jr., magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa, President's Award for Outstanding Performance in Human Services. Kashan Janelle Thomas. Judy Margaret Turnbull. Jovel Janae Warrican. Joanna Johanna Young Cato. Lindell Walters. Natural Science, Carla Sharon Dawson, magna cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Jody Megan Marie Samuel, cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Gayan Nikita White.
Reviewing the recommendation of the college's faculty and your deans, and by virtue of the authority granted me by the Board of Governors of H. Lavity Stout Community College, I award you the degrees as noted in the program of the day. Congratulations.
And now, would the candidates for the Chartered Management Institutes, Diploma in Management and Leadership, please rise. President Dawson, I have the honor of presenting to you and to this assembly the candidates for the Chartered Management Institute's Level 5 Diploma in Management and Leadership. The faculty, registrar, and the dean certify that each person to be named has completed all the requirements for their program of study and is recommended for the award as noted in the program of the day. Would Marshal Captain please bring the candidates forward to receive their awards and our collective congratulations.
President Dawson, I present Imran Ashton. Dolores Ann Baggott. Almeda Blyden. Verona Brown Reynolds. Karen Coffey Jules. Adrienne Duchesne. Nerissa Henley. Enid Leonard. Sonia Lewis. Loretta Powell. Denise Rouse. Carolyn Shallow. Rita Smith Kirketerp.
President Dawson.
Reviewing the recommendations of the college's faculty and your dean, and by virtue of the authority granted me by the Board of Governors of the H. Lavity Stout Community College, and following successful assessment and verification by the Chartered Management Institute, I confer upon you Diploma in Management and Leadership with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations. Class of 2013, it is now my pleasure to invite your chosen representative, Mr. Bernard Smith Jr., to address the gathering.
I recognize the protocol already established. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen. When I first became aware that I would be the student respondent, I had mixed emotions about the matter. On one hand, I felt honored that my peers had enough faith in me to perform such a task. But on the other hand, the pressure of letting anyone down felt like a massive burden on my shoulders. In search of inspiration, I took a long, hard look at the class of 2013. As I observed them, I saw individuals that were anxious and excited, all in their preparation for graduation. I saw lawyers, architects, accountants, and business owners, as well as other professionals. This perspective gave me a glimpse of a bright future, of not just the BVI, but of the entire Caribbean. My thoughts seemed to focus on a particular individual, the late Honorable Hamilton Lavity Stoke, and all that he embodied. It is because of his dream, his tenacity, that we now have a platform for young, ambitious men and women such as these seated before me. In the words of All Nightingale, all you need is the plan, the roadmap, and the courage to press on to your destination. H.L. Stoke had a plan, and he followed it through to the very end. My fellow graduates, who among us will choose to carry on the torch of greatness? Who will create legacies and have our deeds spoken of in speeches for generations to come? I see potential for greatness in not one or even a few, but all of us here today. However, potential is not enough to be successful, and anything worth having does not come easy. Therefore, it is imperative that we develop a plan for our varied paths in life. For just as it is important to have a blueprint for the construction of a building of great design, it is equally important to create a plan for the journey of one's life. In order to be successful in the accomplishment of our journey, we must first be aware of our destination. However, one cannot seek something if he or she does not know or understand what it is that he or she is looking for. It is important that in every avenue of life, you aim for the star with your name on it. Set greatness as a goal. Don't become confused with popular notions of what true greatness is. For quite often, individuals are awakened to the late realization that their concept of greatness, whether it is fame, fortune, or the easy life, is nothing more than a castle built on sand. To emphasize the point of what greatness is, let me begin by telling you what it is not. Greatness is not performing a task simply because it is easily achievable and the resources to do so are readily available to you. Now, is it to be confused with having lots of money or flashy cars? Then, what is it? Greatness is overcoming adversity in spite of it all. Greatness is when one uses their God-given talent to enhance the lives of others. True greatness occurs when a man is knocked down 10 times and his determination refuses to let him stay there, but instead forces him to get up and try an 11th time. I see these qualities in all of you, and so I urge you, find your star, take the journey. On our journey through life, we will meet obstacles along the way. The perseverance which we have exercised to make it this far should also be implemented into every aspect of our lives. For this will be the key to completing our journey, the catalyst that will transform our plan into a reality. We should not fear or despise adversity, but rather embrace it. For in enduring hard times, it makes us stronger. Difficulty builds character and helps transform us into dynamic individuals. Henry Kissinger said it best when he stated that a diamond is a chunk of coal made good under pressure. Will you be a chunk of coal or will you be a diamond? As a result of overcoming obstacles, we may find that our journey eventually leads us to success. But even so, the journey is not yet complete. For to whom much is given, much is required. It is at that point in our lives that we will face the responsibility of passing on our wisdom and knowledge to those who follow. Plant this seed of advice, let it grow, and allow it to spark change for a better tomorrow. Finally, what we have come to accomplish today by graduating shows that we have a plan. We have the determination and the ability to conquer obstacles. Ralph Waldo Emerson, writer and philosopher, once said, and I quote, "To finish the moment, to find the journey's end in every step of the road, to live the greatest number of good hours is wisdom." So as we come to the end of the road at this institution, let it not be the end of our path in life, but rather a stepping stone. Let us remember the shoulders on which we stand. The founder, faculty, and staff of the HLSCC, the government of these Virgin Islands, our parents and well-wishers, and particularly for me, my mother Floria Maduro and my aunt Verona Maduro. Graduating class of 2013, let us make plans for greatness, keep moving forward, and continue to do great things. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as Reverend Ricketts gives the benediction.
As we are standing, I told a young man who just finished talking that there's a preacher hiding someplace in there. When I was told about graduation, I made plans. My plans had nothing to do with this. I was going to dress loud. I was going to have a box of paraphernalia. I was going to be sitting to the back. And when I hear Joycelyn Ricketts' name called, I was going to make the loudest sound the British Virgin Islands have ever made. Apparently the college got wind of my intention. And so they called me to cramp my style and asked me to sit on the podium where I have to act dignified. I promised my children that I would not embarrass them, but I must say this. I am proud of the 33 students from Virgin God. I'm no fool. I have to go back there and live. But more specifically, I am extremely proud of Joycelyn. Big you up, Joyce. Yeah, because it's not often you get to big up your wife. And I have to go home tonight, so give me a chance. The benediction. Bless our feet that they might go where you want them to go. Bless our hands that they might accomplish your will. Bless our eyes that they might recognize the divine spark that is in every man. Bless our hearts that they might beat in rhythm with yours. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee and give thee peace. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Ricketts. The graduation exercises are now concluded. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the recessional, after which you are cordially invited to a reception in the adjacent tent.